We're rolling.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Friday's video. Got bad knuckles these days, yeah.
Bit of arthritis?
I don't know, mate. I know I've got a bit in that knuckle, but this one here is playing up.
My hands are no good when they're cold.
Oh, no, that's what it is. The cold's got in them.
Feels a bit clunky.
So, I have just finished, where is it? Oh yeah, it's over there. I've just
home?
finished boring the MGTD.
Ah, yeah.
Just got to hone it, faced it on the grinder.
Yeah.
And that's all done. I think you've just got to balance the crank assembly, haven't you?
Have I?
I think so, mate.
That's all right, I'll do that. I'm on a bit of a, about to start next week, a bit of a balancing streak, so that's fine.
I've been on a boring streak, haven't I, since Christmas,
I was going to
really.
say, you've been on a boring streak for about 3 months.
Yeah, and this one here that I've just set up is the MGB. This is the one with the iffy bore that we have to put a liner in.
Oh, yeah, the one little score mark, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like a weird score mark. So it was out at 40. Obviously, the piston, we've just bought it for 60, but we can't go any more, unfortunately. So
that's it, that's your lot, is it?
We'll plop a line in there and bring it back to, have to bore it back to 60, won't we?
Yeah, so what are you putting, like a top hat or
I found a
just
top
straight
hat
liner?
generic liner off the shelf, so we haven't had to wait for the thing to be made.
Lovely.
And here it is. I think it is actually the correct length as well.
Ideal.
Which is good news, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got a bit of a flange on the top there.
Nice.
And yeah, I don't think there's too much to come out of there to fit this in. We're going to probably end up with about 1.5 mil thickness on that.
Right.
Not a lot else we can do though, really.
Well, it's okay, isn't it?
The bore is at about 3.22 at the moment. That's my next job. I can bore that, get that finished, because the block's faced anyway. But I've got to face it because I'm putting a liner in.
Yeah.
It's Friday afternoon, I'm a bit tired now.
Yeah.
Been a busy week, isn't it? Weeks are ripping by since Christmas.
Well, yeah.
I feel.
Well,
I've started to do the Figaro stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We've got 7 Figaro engines there by the door.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do one at a time, processes, put it all in here, clean it, get it in the blaster, blast it, then I've got to bore all the blocks once that's done.
Yeah.
I'm doing one by one, then I'll do 4, send that pallet away, do the other 4. But we were saying beginning of the week how it's sort of, we haven't had many inquiries.
No, not too many. A little bit quieter.
Had about 5 in the last 2 days. Got 3 engine jobs out of it. So
nice.
We've got 8. We've had an inquiry for 2 1600 cross flows.
Okay, nice.
One is from a chap in the Midlands, I believe. He's going to bring me back once he's got the engine out. And the other one is a guy's bought it from England, but from Cyprus he is.
So you've bought one over here, and then once we've done it, I suppose we'll have to ship it to him.
We will
in
indeed.
Cyprus. Cyprus is bloody lovely.
Making sure we get paid first, though,
yeah,
of course.
Definitely.
Going worldwide nowadays, mate, isn't it?
Gone global.
Global. Brilliant. Which works out well, really, because we've got one. That one's coming Monday, but I think you've just pretty much finished the 2 engines over the back there.
Yeah, pretty much. So the L200 I've got timed up today, and I'm pretty much as far as I can go. We've got some of the plastic covers and the rocker cover, but we don't have the bolts.
Nice.
So I'll get in contact with the customer and just double check he's all right to put that stuff on.
Lovely. Get that one. Get them 2 off and finish. Then,
yeah,
isn't it?
And then the Transit. I was hoping I'd finish today, but then I've just realised I don't have a front seal, and one of the cam seals is missing. So ordered those.
You need the cam seal.
Yeah,
really?
Do need a cam seal and a front seal.
Well, you do.
But yeah, ordered them, so they're
That's
on their
good.
way. Should be here starting next week.
Lovely. And hopefully, once they're done, we can crack on with the Lotuses, isn't it?
Yes, Lotuses,
I'm looking
Subaru.
forward to getting all these blocks finished so I can crack on with them, really.
Yeah. You haven't built an engine in a while now.
I've been involved with an engine for ages, mate. I'm just machining one after the other.
I'd like to do a
It's
bit
all
more.
good, though. I don't mind doing a bit of machining.
Yeah, I'd like to do a bit more machining this year.
Yeah.
I want to have a go boring. I know I have had a couple of
I'd
goes
like you
before.
to have a go boring as well.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I've been doing that for 20 odd years.
I want to have a go on your mill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the mill's a good one. That was a freebie. I don't know whether I've told them that.
Out of a skip, weren't it?
Well, sort of. One of the engineering firms just sort of put it outside and was going to get it taken away. We had it, and I put a DRO on it for £400. So the thing owed us £400. I think we've made that back
Probably made that after about
over the
3
last
jobs.
12 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, great machine that.
Well, yeah.
Be nice to have a CNC version.
Well, never know this year.
Never know, we can make our
Next
own
year, maybe.
pistons. The office, how are we getting on?
Yeah, cleared out pretty much everything we want to keep or are sending to Thornton's. So
I come in this morning to a clean room full of not so clean
no,
engine
yeah,
parts.
sorry about that, mate.
That's
Sort
all
of
right, mate. Nowhere else you could put them.
Literally nowhere else.
But now they are sort of so high on a pallet, all
Yep,
strapped and
all
wrapped,
ready to go.
ready to go to Thornton's.
Yeah.
I pre-warned them this morning that I hope they're not expecting just one box of stuff. They seem fairly grateful, so we'll leave that to them.
I don't know how grateful they'll be once they open it up and find that it's mostly dust.
There's a lot of little gems in there. I'd
Yeah, there
imagine,
is.
For,
There's
for
all
the likes
sorts.
of them. But up the top there, it's looking a lot clearer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And surprisingly, it's quite a big area. That we should be able to have a nice vlogging office.
But I shall probably a good idea if you and John both go up there and have another little look round, check there's nothing I've missed. Obviously,
What I will do, but
a lot of your own
be honest,
stuff up
mate.
there.
Rule of thumb usually is if it's covered in dust, chances are you ain't going to use it again.
You ain't too worried about it if it's been up there for 10 years. So.
No. Well, I mean, I tend to stick to the theory of if we ain't used it for the last year, it's going.
Yeah.
Really. And
Well,
I don't remember anything coming down from there in the last 5 years.
No, I mean, I think I've gone up there once or twice to try and find a core plug.
Yeah.
So there's a drawer of core plugs. But
That's about all we use it for, isn't it? The drawer of, and it's like a hazard
Yeah,
going
you've
to
got to,
and
like,
from the
navigate.
drawer of core plugs. Which I don't remember the last time I've ever found a core plug in there that I need.
no,
They're all
they're all
imperial.
nearly right, but they ain't the ones
nearly
you want.
right, but not quite right.
Yeah,
So yeah, looking forward to that, mate. It's going to be
But yeah,
a lovely addition to the workshop.
it will. It'd be lovely.
And the channel.
Yep. I did retrieve quite a lot of barrels and a couple of crankshafts from up there. We got a crossflow crank, got an escort crank.
Ooh, yeah, we've got a lot,
Z-Tech.
found quite a lot of Ford bits, didn't you?
Yeah.
Got a lot of barrels and stuff
Yeah,
here.
a big pile of barrels here, which I'm going to get John to try and label up, and we'll sort of decide what we might sell or
Found
keep
3 of
or
these
whatever
Sierra Cosworth brake reservoirs and
underneath the propellers.
etc. So I'm sending them. I spoke to Paul at PJ Motorsport and he's going to have them. I'll let him have them for some spares. They've been good as gold to me in the past. So, we've got a couple of Sierra Cosworth headlights here also.
Yeah.
Stick them to one side.
Apparently that is an early Saab 3-cylinder crank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you
John
never know.
John reckons it's worth a few quid, but that big end's well and truly gone because it doesn't move at all.
No.
Locked
And
solid.
those bearings look like they've seen better days.
Oh yeah.
So
Are they like a roller?
yeah, these are roller bearings. This is the same setup really as like the jet skis where they've got the roller
right.
bearings and all over, and they've got to be pressed together in a jig and balanced.
Right. Yeah.
So it's quite a pricey job to get them done. Actually, it's probably 500 or 600 quid's worth of work to rectify that.
But yeah, there's a pile of stuff there if
Pile of-
anybody likes the look of
why
any
have
of
we
it.
got these?
Don't know. John reckons they're worth something. Apparently, you used to have to weld them up, and
Did
then
we?
people didn't pay for them, and they
Well, I
obviously
don't
got left
remember
here.
that, and I've been here 22 years.
Well, I don't
there
know.
we go. I'm sure he's right. So yeah, I'm glad we've got that all sorted, mate. This is all John's stuff. Got to go. Ow, hurt me hand. Hands are cold.
It's still a mess, but there's room.
Well, it is a
there's
mess,
space.
but Chris is going to turn up next week with his Lado and clear this all out.
Yeah.
So the racking will all be gone, and he's going to put a new. First thing, I think you put a decent floor down.
Yeah.
Move the pipe work that he has to move, and
Yeah, because obviously that bit of floor's broke,
yeah.
and that pipe's in the way, so that's all got to be.
And we've gone
changed.
for the option of making a sort of putting a ceiling on it, haven't we? So we can have the nice down spotlights.
Yeah,
and
so what it will come from, sort of back there, but meet that.
that'll be the sort of lowest point, won't it?
Yeah, and
So-
then it will.
But yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Well, looking forward to that.
I am as well. Just be nice to somewhere to sort of
Well, yeah.
sit down.
What's going on at the weekend then? Anything interesting?
Nothing really, to be honest.
I've got children tomorrow.
I've got to investigate an exhaust leak on my Subaru yet again.
Groundhog Day for you.
It's all I've ever had with that car is exhaust leaks.
Done 9 sets of gaskets.
I literally have.
You haven't, yeah?
Well, probably, near enough.
I mean, it'd be quite.
I've
nice
got them
to
in
find,
stock now.
It would be quite nice to find the reason why it's doing that every 2 minutes.
I know. I'm going to take it. I think I'll take it to Tom at some point.
Leave it up to Tom.
Well, he knows his exhausts, doesn't he? So
He does, and I also find Tom quite handy with anything that you can't be asked to do. It's
Yeah,
a bit tricky.
pretty much.
We leave to Tom, don't we?
I'm wondering if like the cat's blocked or something, and it's causing it to blow because it
Just put it
wants
down.
to get out.
Put it down, mate. Put the cat down.
Put the cat down.
Put the cat down. We don't need it.
No, I don't really know why there's a cat strapped to the bottom of my car, but
No, mate, he's causing you all sorts of
yeah, he
issues.
is.
Well, yeah, it'd be nice if you can get that sorted, really.
Yeah, and then I got my BMW, which is still ongoing.
Still ongoing.
Oh, mate, it's
What's
a nightmare.
the problem with that?
Well, it's just I'm replacing the front struts, but being on the floor of a dusty shed, replacing struts is not the easiest thing you'll ever do.
No.
And it's very dusty, and the last 2 times I've worked on it, I've ended up ill the next day from inhaling too much dust.
Really?
Yeah, I actually have.
You
Like
seriously?
sore throat, yeah,
Oh, no.
last 2 times.
I'm surprised you ain't had that problem up here, Rit.
No.
Whose are the wellies?
Don't know.
They look pretty decent, to be
I do,
fair.
actually.
I think they might be my old ones. Oh, look at these. Is this John's?
Oh, you might want them. Are they Austin ones, or...?
I don't know. They look decent, they?
Oh, I need to get that down, actually, that little KTM engine.
KTM 65 that I actually built about 12 years ago, I would say.
Yeah.
And he never picked it up. So if there's anyone out there with a little KTM SX65
Yeah, it's a
two-stroke,
little pit
there's an
bike,
engine
innit?
here if you want it.
Yeah.
Help yourself. So there's the little Connect motor, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty much ready to time that up, but like I said, waiting for that seal, which for some reason didn't come in either
It's
of
just
the
a
headsets
blanking
we
seal,
had.
I'd imagine,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's like a cap, basically, just caps
Yeah.
it off. And then
Something quite...
I do actually have a front seal, but I need to put it on, so...
That's something I like about that engine, just to look at. It all
I
looks a
know.
bit complicated, doesn't it?
I know. It's weird though, when it come in, it looked like a horrible engine to do. And it like stripping it was a bit of a pain, but
But
going
putting
back
back-
together, it's really nice.
Yeah, really nice and, yeah,
And I've vapor blasted all of it, so it looks
Yeah.
mint.
does look smart. Yeah, well done, mate. That's another one we can get out, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a
and
minute.
then the
And then the
L200.
L200.
I've just loosely put that cover on with 2 bolts. But yeah, all timed up, ready to
Ideal.
go. Oh yeah.
My Mercedes went last night.
Yeah. Gone.
So that went to a dealer friend, picked it up. And the van goes next week, the grey
little
van.
van.
So we're going to have to use the big orange van from now on.
Yeah.
Cutting costs. Don't see why we need 2 vans with just
Exactly.
3 people.
Just saving money.
Saving money.
So what have you gone for? Or what are you looking at or
Went to
gone
look
for?
at vehicles yesterday and ended up doing a deal.
Oh, did you?
Went to Mercedes first of all.
Weren't impressed?
I like Mercedes, always have done. Had a few Mercedes. The electric versions, I don't know, just don't look
In the
just don't
flesh,
very
didn't look
trick,
right, yeah.
really. You know, you're spending all that sort of money,
Yeah.
and you sort of want something that looks trick. So we had a look at a few other manufacturers and that, and they're all the same, aren't they? They look a bit too either futuristic or just a bit bland. And she suggested we went into Audi in Exeter. First of all, very impressed by the showroom,
Yeah.
and even more impressed by the sales guy,
Oh, ideal.
Stephen. Fantastic. Made me feel very welcome. Lots of coffee,
Nice.
etc. Yeah, it's brilliant. And there was a vehicle straight in front of us as we walked in, and it was an Audi Q4 e-tron.
The estate one.
Estate one, black edition, all the tricky bits. And that is the one that we went for.
You've gone for it.
Thought I wanted it as soon as I walked in there, I'll be honest with you.
So,
Before I actually bought it, we had a look at 2 options, leasing and buying,
yeah.
through the company, obviously. The advantage with leasing it was that we could claim half the VAT back if we were using it for personal use,
Yeah.
in full electric. The only disadvantage with the lease option is that you couldn't do a deal on the actual vehicle that was in there. You had to pay the retail price.
Right.
But having spoke to Stephen there, we did a deal on the vehicle there, and you got quite a considerable amount off, believe it or not.
Ideal.
With the government and the dealer
Schemes and
schemes
stuff, yeah.
and contributions, brought the price right down. And to be honest with you, with the corporation tax you can claim back through the company, and they guarantee the residual value at the end of it, so you're not going to lose any money. Very much, it's a sort of a win-win.
Yeah.
Looking at that model, 4 years old, looks like there's going to be some value in the vehicle at the end of it anyway, compared to what you owe. So no one really knows what's going to happen with the electric market. It might plummet, don't know.
Well,
Worst comes to worst, we don't owe any money at the end of it.
yeah. No, that's good.
So with the charging costs compared to the fuel we were using privately, it all works out pretty good, to be fair, mate.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that we get on with the electric vehicle.
Yeah.
And I do feel a little bit like a hypocrite.
Well, to be honest, it's more for the benefits of it, isn't it?
It's the benefits from it. It's the running the kids to school and whatever's
And
really
although
sort
it's-
of cost effective, isn't it?
Although it's sort of like going to the other side, but
Seems
same,
like it.
Yeah, but it is for a reason. You ain't just doing it because you want one. It's
No, it's not 'cause we're into
because
them,
there's good benefits from it.
There is to use as a sort of family vehicle, definitely, or
Well,
or,
and you'll
or
be
for a
commuting
company,
in it and that.
commuting in it. And what that's enabled us to do is obviously keep the van, get rid of the one van, we keep the other van for company use.
Yeah.
And then you sort of eliminate the costs of any benefit in kind on that van too,
Yeah.
and just use the other car. So had a good think about it, and it sort of works out pretty good, really.
Yeah.
Definitely better than what we were doing previously, running a normal car for our own name.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
the thing is as well, with like I said to you yesterday, if you were going to buy an electric car for that sort of money out of your own pocket
Yeah.
and like outright, you'd be a bit silly to.
You'd be silly to, yeah.
But because you're doing
of
it through the
costs of
company,
them.
you get all the money off, the benefits from the government,
Yeah.
the corporation tax and all that. Like,
Yeah,
there is, there's a considerable benefit from doing it. It's not
There is.
just like a couple of quid. It's quite a lot of money.
it is quite a lot of money, yeah. So, yeah, it swings and roundabouts. I mean, you can go and buy a nice second-hand car now for about 15 grand.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a few-year-old. Unless you buy it outright, you've got to borrow money on it. So that's going to come at an interest rate. And at the end of it, what's it going to be worth? You're obviously going to be better off probably in the value than buying a new one. But you've got an old vehicle, and we all know what they're like now. There can be a whole world of trouble.
Yeah.
We know plenty of people that have come in here, and
Well,
you end
yeah.
up with a 10 grand bill overnight.
Well,
so
that's, yeah, people buy a 2-year-old just out of warranty, brand new Defender, sort of, the
yeah,
2-year-old Defender.
I
And then you end up with a 10
these
grand
days-
engine build or a car that's only worth 3 grand.
I think these days, unless you're running around in a couple of grand car and don't really care, then they're the only two sort of options, aren't they? But
Yeah.
be interested to see what the viewers think about my decision there. I love an Audi anyway. I like anything German.
I must admit,
particularly an Audi.
that Q4 looks nice.
It looks like a normal model rather than
does.
an electric
There's-
model.
there's
It's
something
got the normal
about it.
wheels on it.
Yeah, there's something about it that sort of says, oh, this is a bit different to everything else, but it still looks like a normal car.
It does really, apart from the sort of flat grille
Yeah,
that they have.
it's a little bit rounded off and a bit like futuristic, but they all are now.
They are, but it hasn't got the silly disc aerodynamic
No,
wheels
yeah.
and all that naff stuff. And they just look a bit flash, don't they? I think they're sort of aimed more towards the younger clientele, I would say.
Yeah, or the people that just like what they like.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
what?
I'm sure there's
what they
plenty of
used to.
people don't agree with that, but yeah, I think they look pretty smart. So yeah, that's what we've done, mate.
Fair enough. Fair
See if it
dues.
works out over the next couple of years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be interesting to see in a couple of years how we're actually getting on with it and realistically what the range is like and the running costs.
Yeah.
But got to be in it to see, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
other thing we said though is you probably wouldn't get one if you didn't have your van as well, like the orange van.
That's the thing, yeah.
Because
Especially
if you
want
want to go up to Centre Parks, you don't
Yeah.
really want to be relying on your electric car that might only do 250 miles if you
Not
sort
really.
of, you know.
No, this is the thing, isn't it? So we shall see what it's like, innit? But I think we'll leave it there, mate, for one day, innit?
Yeah.
It's Friday, going home in a minute. What is it? 10 to 5. Got to go and get the kids. So yeah, let us know what you think about that, guys. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you Monday. Cheers.